Alright boys, welcome back. So I'm always getting asked on my Instagram by people and by my clients how people can make meals that don't take a lot of time because they have busy schedules and they can't spend a lot of time cooking. But the meals are still gonna hit their fitness goals, still gonna hit their macros, still gonna hit their micros, give them the nutrition that they need to make gains inside the gym and outside of it. So that's exactly why I made this meal plan for you guys so you can follow it step by step and actually save time cooking and still hit all of your fitness goals. But before I get into the actual meal plan, I just want to discuss who this video is not for. This video is not for people who are afraid of high protein and cholesterol diets. So if you're worried about too much protein and too much cholesterol in your diet, this video is not for you. This meal plan has about 200 grams of protein and it's got about 2 grams of cholesterol. Now you shouldn't be worried about too much cholesterol because cholesterol is literally a building block for testosterone, right? It's how testosterone is made. But if it really concerns you, this video is not for you. This video is not for people who don't want to get absolutely jacked and accused of taking steroids. Because this meal plan will make you anabolic. Naturally, you are going to get jacked. Following this meal plan consistently every single day, you're going to get jacked. I promise. So if you don't want to get jacked, if you just want to stay skinny, you just want to stay fat, skinny fat, this meal plan is not for you. And if you're somebody who always feels like they need to eat different types of meals, they always need to have different types of meals every single day, then this meal plan is not for you because it's very simple, easy to follow, but the meals are going to stay relatively the same every single day with just a little bit of variety. This video is for people who are busy, right? Maybe you have hectic schedule, maybe you run a business, you just don't have 40 minutes plus of prep time for every single meal, right? This video is for you because these meals literally take anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes of prep time. This video is for people who train hard and require a lot of protein and micronutrients to recover. So if you're just going into the gym, you're not really training with intensity, you don't really take your fitness that serious, you don't really want high testosterone, you don't want to have high energy, you're cool with having the brain fog, this video is not for you, right? But if you want and you need a lot of protein in your diet to recover, you need the micronutrients to make sure that you have clarity, you can operate well at a top level inside and outside the gym, this is for you. And if you're a man who's looking to increase your testosterone, your energy levels, this meal plan is definitely for you. This is actually basically the same exact meal plan that I follow every single day. And it's the one that took me from looking like this, where I was just following a simple chicken and rice diet. I was drinking protein shakes, drinking creatine, taking these supplements. And I was looking like this just a few years ago to looking like this, where I have, not only am I absolutely jacked, but I have high energy outside the gym as well. My recovery is on point, right? High testosterone, high drive, better mood, and I don't take any protein powder, I don't take creatine, and I look like this now. So let's get right into it. So starting off the day, you're gonna start off with breakfast. Now, you can intermittent fast. Sometimes I intermittent fast depending on what I have to do for the day. But when I do break fast, I break it with 6 to 7 eggs cooked in grass-fed butter with a side of avocado, some cheese, and some fruits. So this is a meal right here. I literally post this on my Instagram every single day. Sometimes I have different fruits, sometimes I have different cheese, sometimes I have more avocado, sometimes I have less. That depends on whether or not you're training that day, what tasks you have at hand, right? And so you're gonna have to make those alterations by yourself. This meal will give you about 56 grams of protein, 80 grams of fat, and 27 grams of carbs. If you're not training that day, I recommend just don't do any fruits. Just have the avocado, the cheese, and the eggs. So moving on to your pre-workout meal. For pre-workout, I gave you 3 options in this meal plan. If you're on low carbs that day, if you're cutting, right, and you have a limit for how many carbs you may have, then the most simple one that literally takes 0 minutes of prep time is a tablespoon of raw honey with sea salt. Just a little tablespoon, and I throw the sea salt on top. This is gonna give you about 17 to 25 grams of carbs, but it's gonna hit hard, right? Some of my best workouts have just been off the raw honey and sea salt. Now, if you're doing a workout that's a little more intense, maybe it's gonna take you a little longer, right? And you really need those carbs to fuel up, then I have 2 options for you. Number one is protein pancakes. The ingredients is 2 eggs, 3 bananas, cooked with avocado oil spray, right? So just 2 ingredients, okay? You're gonna cook the pancakes and you're gonna top them off with the raw honey, organic maple syrup, and cinnamon. They taste amazing and it's clean ingredients. It's gonna give you about 17 grams of protein, 125 grams of carbs, and less than 50 grams of fat. Now, obviously, this varies depending on what type of raw honey you use, how much you use, what type of maple syrup you use, what type of eggs, what type of bananas. But on average, these are the macros, right? And this is going to take you about 15 to 20 minutes to make. This is going to be the longest prep time out of all the pre-workout meals. You can also do something I call power rice cakes. These are just rice cakes with oatmeal on top and then a whole bunch of toppings. So some of my greatest workouts where I had the most energy, most drive, have been from these rice cakes. You could do 2 rice cakes, 3 rice cakes, 4 rice cakes. It just depends on how many carbs you can actually have. So I would recommend about 2 to 3 rice cakes for most people. But you're just gonna cook up the oatmeal. You're gonna make enough for 3 rice cakes. And then you're gonna put the oatmeal on top of the rice cakes, how I have it right here. And you're gonna top it off with fruit of your choice. I like raspberries, blueberries, bananas, doesn't really matter, right? Do a fruit of your choice. Get some cacao nibs with the maca. They taste like chocolate chips, but they also have maca root, which is great for your libido, your drive, and your energy. And then pumpkin seeds, which are high in zinc for testosterone, raw honey, cacao powder for the flavor, cinnamon, and dark chocolate for the magnesium. These taste like an absolute dessert. Like, it does not taste like you're about to get jacked. It tastes like you just entered some type of cafe and you just paid for some exquisite, exotic dessert. But these rice cakes will get you jacked. And they're pretty quick to make. It takes about 15 minutes of prep time. It's going to give you 20 grams of protein, 30 grams of fat, and a whopping 145 to about 160 grams of carbs. So most people are going to have only about 100 to 200 grams of carbs for the day, right? So it's up to you to alter the recipe, right? You may have to do only 2 rice cakes. Someone else may have to do 3 rice cakes. You're going to have to alter that depending on your macro goals for the day. But my clients don't have to worry about that because that already gets done for them. Next up for dinner, 1 pound of 93.7 ground beef, 4 pasture raised eggs, an avocado, and fruit of your choice. So here are like 3 different variations of same meal. It's just a little different size, little different fruits. Right here I have some guacamole, some pickles, some strawberries. Here I have some beef tallow fries with it, some kiwi, and here I had just the fruits, the pasture raised eggs, and the ground beef. But this meal has 125 grams of protein, 71 grams of fat, and 25 grams of carbs, right? And it only takes 15-20 minutes to make. You guys always complain about, oh, I can't reach my protein goals. It takes so long to make food, right? I don't have time to cook. And then you get these protein shakes. Just make this meal. 125 grams of protein in 15 to 20 minutes, right? And not only are you getting the protein, but you're getting all of the micronutrients that come along with the ground beef, with the eggs, with the avocado, with the fruits, right? This meal is packed and it's gonna raise your testosterone, it's gonna give you crazy energy, and it's gonna help you recover for the next training session. Once again, depending on your calorie budget, you may have to alter this meal. So some of you guys may have to do half an avocado, or maybe if you're over on your fats, you may have no avocado, right? Maybe you might have more fruit, maybe less fruit. That depends on your calorie budget and what your specific goals are. But this entire meal plan is essentially just a general overview of how you can save time and not spend so much time cooking, but still reach all of your fitness goals. And it's all right here for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put the link to this model board in the description. So if you guys want to check it out, save it, you have access to that. I'm going to leave that for you guys. But if you try this meal plan and you're still confused about how much of each ingredient do you need to have to reach your macros, to reach your micros, to still get jacked, still hit your fitness goals, increase your testosterone, your energy levels, all of that, and you want it to be more specific towards your situation and your goals, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. We can talk about it in the DMs. I respond to all my DMs. But for 98% of you guys, this meal plan, if you just follow it the way I have it right here, it's going to get you more jacked than you are right now. And once again, it's largely responsible for this transformation that I have right here for you guys. So just a quick one for you guys today. Hope this was valuable. If you want to see more of this, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a like. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Stay dangerous.